Thank you very much, Michael. Let's go to Steve from Penrith. G'day, Stevie boy.
Hey, boys, how are you?
Very good, Stephen. What do you got?
Boys, my A grade is the West Tigers.
Oh,
Hang on.
But
What for,
mate,
Steve?
don't get me wrong. It's a great night out there. The atmosphere is great. But stinging me $55 to sit on a patch of grass is a bit rich.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's...
General admission on the hill was $55.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I know what you're saying, but they've got to make it work. And at the end of the day, Brian, if it's nearly a sellout, then you can justify the pricing.
Hey, Steve, did
You
you?
can, Steve. I know what you're saying.
How
but-
long was it to get a beer?
Mate, didn't even try because the queue was just too long. Just
Yeah.
gave up. And because obviously you get up to go for a beer, you lose your little patch of grass, and you got to fight for another patch of grass when you get back.
Yeah, it's
All right,
it's
Patch Adams.
of grass. I think you got to take in a sneaky sort of hit flask.
Oh, that'd be...
That's what you got to do.
I think that'd be happening.
Did they
plenty.
search you? Did they search you for a hitty?
No.
No. Straight up the Chaminda.
Hey,
Just put it in
Steve,
there.
I obviously it's a big debate at the moment, this Leichhardt Oval situation. And there's no secret to me that the reason the Tigers have suffered partly reason why they've been suffering the last 10 or 12 years is this nomadic existence. They're bouncing around like gypsies everywhere. They're playing in Tamworth. They're playing in Brisbane for a home game. They're playing in New Zealand for a home game. They're playing everywhere.
Can I ask you this, Joel, because you're
Yep.
tight with them? If they can play one game there, why can't they play 6 at Leichhardt? Like, why can they...
Because they're taking the assured money at the bigger venues.
Okay.
And that's why they're paying $55 for Patch Adams.
Right. So why didn't they... Okay. Why don't they play all the games at the other grounds?
That's what I think they need to do. In cricket, if you're halfway down the pitch, you're nearly almost out.
No, but what I'm saying is they get the dosh to go
Yep.
to the Bank Wests
Yep.
and the out there a call.
Yep.
Is that what
Yep.
they go to call? So why did they have this one? Why do they have a 1 or 2 game just to appease?
Yeah, I think so. I
locals?
would literally just do one game, make it a big novelty game at Leichhardt, do one at Campbelltown, and just give the fans some uniformity and just make Bankwest your home ground.
They
Honestly.
could even play a bit at Allianz.
But also,
don't
too,
they
like
play
if they were
Allianz?
clever about it, right, the draw, if you had, you could have so many double headers with Parramatta and the West Tigers at Bankwest. If we were using Bankwest more, it's a great stadium.
It is a great stadium, but what do you think Leichhardt Oval is worth to the Tigers? Because they've played the last 2 games, they've scored 100 points.
I know. Mate, it's worth heaps.
What's it worth?
It's okay. So the exact same answer. I had a mate who's a Sharks fan. He goes, the Sharks are the pits at the moment, all this building work, only can get 11,000 there. And I get the frustration from a fan's point of view, but the reality is that Shark Park is a sellout every week because of the 11,000 people limit, and it is a true home ground.
Yeah, they get the advantage.
It's a massive home ground advantage. Tigers have a massive home ground advantage.
They do, but
they're not big financial advantages.
No, I know, but that's where they've got to weigh it up. Do
That's
they
right.
go? Do they go righto? Well, are we going the dollar?
Yep.
Or do we want the success at the ground?
Yes. Penrith, within months of winning the grand final, sell $4 million worth of merchandise. So, when you have success, you can pick it up in other areas through merchandise, through sponsorship sales. So you can, but we cannot operate with this Arthur or Martha sort of nomadic existence.
Would you be happy with if they turn around and just said, irrespective of the financial gain, if they just went, righto, 6 at Campbelltown, 6 at Leichhardt, or would you say, if you're not getting any money from anywhere, 12 at Leichhardt, or then you're ostracising the Campbelltown fans?
Well, I don't know that Campbelltown has worked. So, like, if you lined up the last Leichhardt, say 10 crowds versus Campbelltown, I'm guessing I'd need to check this out. I reckon Leichhardt would win in a landslide.
Yeah, but what about on the field? The record at Leichhardt Oval is better than
that's right.
Campbelltown, isn't it?
That's right. But what I'd like to, has there ever been a survey when people leave Leichhardt Oval, right? Would you prefer to stay here for $55 for a Patch Adams piece of grass?
Yeah.
Or would you prefer us to play at Bankwest, Allianz,
That's a
ANZ?
question. That's a question for Tigers fans.
Like you're giving up these flashy amenities. You got long queues for toilets and drinks. Like, what would you actually, as a Tigers fan?
Yeah. Good question.
For us viewers, we want to see it at Leichhardt. It looks bloody great.
Well, as a player, if I'm a Tigers player, I want to play at Leichhardt.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
I know I've got an advantage over the opposition.
Correct.
So isn't that what rugby league is? We're in the business of winning games.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just turn around and say, righto, well, if we want to win games, because look, you're getting your $13.5 million grand off the NRL anyway, all that sort of stuff. Isn't it the success on the field the most important thing?
Yes.
Or well, at the moment it's not, because you'd played every game at Leichhardt Oval.
That's what I'm saying. But of course, it's easy for us to say that we're not balancing the books, right? So there's obviously that consideration, but it doesn't work having this nomadic existence. It just doesn't. It doesn't work.
Here,
no Mads.
No Mads.
Rob,
here.
any Mads?
No Mads.
No Mads. 1300 1170. Let's go to Damo from North Ryde. Damien, hello, mate.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Good. We'll keep the calls coming through. There's a few queued up, so the floor's yours, Damo. What do you got?
No worries. Tigers aren't nomads this year, mate. Leichhardt, Campbelltown and Tamworth only,
Yep.
first of all.
Okay.
First year back. My biggest grief with Leichhardt is not so much the quality of the ground. It is what it is. You put up with it, right?
Mm.
I bought a bottle of Coke, a pie, and a carton of chips. Got home, checked my card. It was $34. Now, nowhere, anywhere in Sydney do you paying, over $10 an item for that. That is just crazy.
You are at Allianz. Allianz, you are.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not so much the quality of the ground. It is the price that you get hit with once you're inside. $55 to get in. Yeah, well, that's, if you remember, you're not paying that. So that's the get out clause there.
But Damien, are you thinking? I know it is all entertainment, but if the players turned around and said, "Like, we feel so much more comfortable playing this at Leichhardt, we've got the advantage," do you think, as a fan, you would say, "Oh, okay, I'll put up with the $10 pies and the $10," because it's pretty much that price at footy games. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm going to Leichhardt every game, regardless, right? I'll bitch and moan if they get beaten, but I'm still there the next week.
He's 100% right too, Damo. So this is very good to hear. They have 5 games at Leichhardt this year.
Yep.
5 games at Campbelltown, and they're pretty much almost alternating them. So it's 1 apiece, 2 apiece throughout the year. Scully Park, and they've got a game in Brisbane for the Magic Round.
Okay.
So that's their 12 home games.
Right.
Which is far better than what it has been in the past. Far better.
Yeah, exactly. I live 5 minutes from Parramatta, right?
Yep.
So Parramatta for me is ideal, but I would much rather go to Leichhardt.
Yeah. I'd rather play, if I'm in opposition, I'd rather play at Campbelltown.
Than play the Tigers at Leichhardt.
100%. It's just Campbelltown is too far away.
Yep.
You're a chance of, it's not, I'm not saying it's soulless, but I'm just saying when I played out there at Campbelltown, there was no home ground advantage.
Well, that crowd, Damo, did you say you were at Leichhardt on the weekend?
Yeah, mate. Yep.
That crowd played a massive hand in Tigers winning the game.
1,000,000%.
Justin Olam had the biggest debut to a new audience since the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan show.
I was going to say since Phooey Phooey Moi Moi.
Definitely.
But they took it immediately, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yep. And Cronulla were off, no doubt about it, but they were off because of being at Leichhardt, because of the crowd, and everything associated with it.
Yeah, the argument is now that we are now $1 billion sport.
Yep.
And so we need to start being fair income.
Yep.
A bit like how over in the NFL, I'm not comparing us to the NFL, but you look at Allianz on a Friday night.
Yep.
That should be the blueprint.
Yeah.
Right? And I know money is an issue.
Yep.
They're not going to spend the 50 or 60 million they need at Leichhardt Oval.
No.
He's already come out and said that.
Yep.
So that's our conundrum.
So what's your long-term play?
Well,
if you're CEO...
they can't keep playing at Leichhardt Oval because of it doesn't meet the criteria and it's not safe. And if we want to move forward into this new age, we're going over to Vegas. We want the Seppos to get around our sport. We're becoming sort of more and more professional, more money coming to the game. Unfortunately.
So are you a Bank West tenant?
I'm an Allianz tenant.
Right.
You got the Roosters there playing 10 games a year there.
Yeah.
It costs $1 billion or whatever it was. The Waratahs probably, how many games they play there? 10.
But again, Brian, if and where you can, you would, if they became tenants of Allianz, if and where you could in the draw, you'd have double headers there.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. But I just think that is just sitting there waiting for another team to come in because South can't use it.
No.
Nick's already kiboshed that.
Has he?